Welcome to another installment of Fast Break here on Hangtime, presented by the Basketball Coaches Association of Michigan. The executive director, Dan Young, in the house, and our resident Boys Hoops insider, TJ Kelley. Gentlemen, the Mr. Basketball Fab 5 nominees have been announced. This is the 40th anniversary of the award. The official title is the Hal Schramm Mr. Basketball Award, if you're curious as to who Hal Schramm was. He covered prep sports in the state for over 42 years. He had the nickname Swami for his fearless basketball predictions and football playoffs as well. He was a good guy. But I'm sure a lot of people may have thought, who is that guy? Especially the young kids. So that's who he was. All right, let's get your thoughts on each of the Mr. Basketball finalists. Let's begin with the 6'3 guard from Detroit Cass Tech, Tyson Acuff, recently named Mr. PSL. TJ, I pity the fool who has to guard Mr. T.
Hey, without a doubt, let's look at the last time that there was a PSL three-time champion. That was Manny Harris, wound up going to Michigan. And hey, he's in rare company, Tyson Acuff I'm speaking of. And you talk about somebody who's just put Cass Tech on his shoulders, carried them to where they are now. Steve Hall's got arguably his top player ever. He will look for his first state championship, and that will only be led by Tyson Acuff. So great addition to the Mr. Basketball.
He has been on the map from the get-go in his career in high school and has improved every year, and now is a great scorer, which probably could have been, but he was a guy that did what he had to do down the road with his team over the years as far as defense, rebounding, sharing the ball, and now he's putting up, 27 a game.
Absolutely. Let's head west for the guy who dropped the shot heard round the state a few years back from Benton Harbor, the 6'6 guard/forward, Carlos Johnson. We know him as Scooby. His favorite Scooby snack, triple doubles.
He got himself on the map on no bigger stage than hitting a state championship game, to end the 2018 the state title games. So, hey, people aren't forgetting that moment.
6'6", 235. He's got an NBA body, handles the ball, shoots it really well, and has everything. Inside game, outside game, handles the ball really well for a guy his size.
Back to the east side for the 7'1 monster that is Matt Nicholson, the Godzilla of Michigan high school hoops, pulverizing opponents in the post. Besides his scoring prowess, he had a school record 27 rebound game this season.
He was on the bench. Who's the tall kid when Clarkston's winning state championships? Now all of a sudden it's his time to shine. And like how you talked about Tyson Acuff being able to go in there and take over and just moving into a new role. Well, Matt Nicholson has embellished that role like no other.
7'1", runs the court, great motor, and like we said, has gotten better through his whole career. Was a backup most of his career, which tells you a lot about this kid.
Since his freshman year, Jalen Terry has terrorized and tortured defenses. The Flash has served justice to those who dare to front him. Proving he's mortal, a few ankle injuries have sidelined him a few times, but there is no kryptonite to keep him from taking Beecher back to the promised land.
Arguably the most electric player. Fantastic player to watch, especially in the open court where, hey, he's a terror, and I feel bad for the rims because, they can always snap back. And if you look back and let's say when the Mr. Basketball first came along, he might have taken down a couple of those backboards.
When they asked all the five who was their top opponent, his name came up the most.
Finally, after guiding his Eaglets back to the top of the Catholic League mountain after a dynastic reign by U of D Jesuit, with the game on the line, all I heard throughout Callahan Hall were the words, "In Lorne we trust." Of course, I thought they were talking about me, but no. Lorne Bowman, the new Iceman, silky smooth and cold brewed. On the court, he cuts up defenders like a glacier through the Arctic Ocean. When all is said and done, in just a few short weeks, we might all be saying, the Iceman coming.
He scores effortlessly as far as his jumper, and then that's something that I've seen since he was a freshman. Obviously starting at Western and then transferring over to Orchard Lake St. Mary's. But wow, Wisconsin's getting a great one.
The best ones make it look effortless. That's what I see when I watch him play. It's just effortless. And when he wants to put it on, you saw in the Catholic League final. Yeah, it's a great five.
Good luck to this version of the Justice League. I could make a strong case for each and every one of you. Dan, how does the voting work? Quickly.
So all coaches who are currently coaching, members who are currently coaching, get a vote. and it'll start March 11th.
All right. He is TJ Kelley. He's Dan Young. This has been Fast Break.